on to step number 25. We're going to be doing the light assembly first, and lots of small parts, so I hope I can hold them up in the camera okay for you to see. If not, you'll just have to guess. So the first thing we're going to do is to grab the part number 5 and the part number 2. This is the part number 5, which is longer. Come on. Focus. There we go. Maybe not. This is part number 5 and part number 2. We are going to slide part number 5 into part number 2. There's going to be a little groove around the edge here. Don't worry about that. That's all the farther it goes together. There's a little screw hole inside here. We're going to drop one of our little screws in and tighten it up. And you don't have to crank these in, just put them in until they touch. It's kind of soft plastic and you don't want to strip it out. That's what that looks like. At this point, we can take our lens, just pop the lens in, and then on the back area here, these are the little holders for our LED lighting, which I'm probably going to regret not putting these in now with the LED, but we're going to do a separate video on installing the LED lighting system on here. But that's going to line up with the hole and put a screw in there to tighten that one down. Some of you may know, or some of you may not, but my main primary RCs are 5th scale. So working on these little things is kind of foreign to me. It's like working on little micro particles. But we get the job done here. And tighten that down. You don't want to over tighten it because you'll smush the plastic. You just want to get that so it doesn't flop around. Then go ahead and scoot it over just like that. And that's your light assembly. You're going to go ahead and do 2 of those. Lighting is so cool. I love it. Alright, so we've got 2 of those made. Now we are going to install those onto this unit right here, which is 8077-0012. Okay, that's what they say the part number is. So that's this unit right here. As you can see, there's a front and a back. Let's call this, I'm not sure what's the front or the back, but let's call this the front, and we'll call this the back. And that's where all the little nubs are. But we are going to install the lights down into these 2 little oval areas here. And the lights are going to face towards the rounded part, which I guess we're calling the front today. So they're going to face towards the rounded part, and they're going to go up inside, just like so. We're going to, from the back side, insert a little screw. Gotta find them here. I forgot to take them out of my bucket. Alright, there we go. Snug it up. That is really soft plastic, so you don't want to over tighten those. So I'm assuming that that's how those go on. We'll go ahead and get the second one. Like I had just mentioned, we're going to install some LED lighting on this, and we're going to get the kit that comes with the ready to run, so it's going to have the front and the rear lights on it. I believe there's rear lights, but there's a kit that we're going to put together and put the LEDs on. I know I should be doing that now, but I don't want all my wires flapping around while I'm trying to video this, so we'll do a separate install on the lighting. Okay, so the two lights are on. That's what they look like. They install here with the screws on the bottom. Now we're going to install this little T-shaped bracket. And again, I don't know what any of this stuff is. It looks like a battery holder to me. However, as you look at this, you're going to see that there are two little nubs coming down. And let's go ahead and hold this just like this in the down position, and we're going to hold this with the lights facing in the opposite direction. And I do believe that these just plug right into those two nubs right there. And there are two long ass screws that we're going to drop down in here and tighten up. The next step is going to be to install the battery holder onto this unit. And Mr. Bill's strapped into his chair of death over there, and that is actually the battery box, or the battery holder, I should say. Go ahead and take a look at the directions. You're going to want to put your Velcros on. You can do that now, or you can do that later. It doesn't matter. We've chosen to strap Mr. Bill in so he can't go anywhere, so we went ahead and put him on. What you do want to make sure is that you don't put the Velcros on backwards, and what I mean by that, when I put this on, it looks kind of cockeyed and screwy, so basically you can just twist it around until it squares up. When I mean to put the Velcro on properly, you're going to want it to, when you fold it over, you're going to want it to Velcro itself into the right position. So make sure you get that on right. It's Mr. Bill's death chair. See, we can work on him and poke him and carve his fingers off. We caught you gambling! You were cheating! Ah! Yeah. Oh no! I can only cheat 9 more times! Okay. So much for Mr. Bill. So we are now going to install this unit onto the bracket that we just built. It looks to me like it's universal. Well, actually it's not universal. We have cutouts in the corner here, and those cutouts, if you look at the direction, go towards this bracket. Yeah, and it makes room for those little legs. Ha! See? There is some method to the madness there. Now, I'm not sure if we should put this on with the Velcro going underneath like that, or whether it should... Yeah, it's going to have to. You're going to have to put the Velcro on first, because you can see in this area right here it's actually captured. So go ahead and put your Velcro on first before you install this. Take real careful note of the 4 screws that we're going to be using to put this on. The reason that I say that is there are some shorter ones and some longer ones, and they look very, very similar. So go ahead and match them up to the directions and make sure that you are using 4 of the proper length screws. And then there's 4 holes in your bracket here that we're going to screw these into. You can see those here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll go ahead and put those in. That way Mr. Bill can strap him back down so he doesn't complain about me cutting his finger off. That's what he gets for gambling. You know, you don't pay your gambling debts, we might have to break his knees next time. Just about have these in. We are now done with step number 25. Go ahead and get all your pieces and parts out, and we're going to get started on step number 26. Get Mr. Bill strapped back up in here, and he'll have a place to hang out for a while. There we go. So that's the unit that we just built. All right, on to the next step.